Please stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Tigers. I'm Tia.
And I'm Katie. Today is Monday, March 23rd.
Happy birthday, Mom. Looking ahead, Friday is the last day of quarter 3.
Make sure to check in on any late work. You'll want to get caught up with everything before that. Bell rings Friday afternoon.
Speaking of Friday, it's an early release day.
Music and PE have collaboration today.
Special education teachers collaborate on Tuesday, and social studies teachers will do the same on Thursday.
Yep. All right, so those are the basics.
Let's get started.
The Jackson County Humane Society is conducting a shoe collection drive from March 15th through May 15th to raise funds for the Jackson County Animal Shelter building renovation.
They'll earn money based on the number of pairs of shoes collected.
It's time for some spring cleaning, so take a look through your closet and take your new, gently worn, or used shoes to the animal shelter for a donation.
Let's move on from something used to something brand new.
Interested in chamber choir next year?
Chamber choir is an audition singing ensemble, and auditions will be held this week.
If you sign up for chamber choir on your course schedule for next year, you must audition, no exceptions.
So how do you audition?
Well, you'll have to sign up outside the choir room for a time slot. All time slots are tomorrow during focus and after school, or on Thursday after school.
Cool. Mr. Phillips will run you through a range test and a sight singing example.
Chamber choir roster for next year will be posted at the end of this week, Friday.
Good luck to those who audition.
Speaking of course schedules, Mr. Erickson has an announcement for you.
Course options applications for Western Summer School are due by next Monday afternoon.
If you have any questions, see Mr. Erickson this week.
And this is an interesting one for staff members.
The Tiger poster printer business is now open.
If you would like our work experience class to design or print posters for personal or school-related items, please contact Mrs. Gavin.
This business is open to all BRF staff, including school clubs and organizations.
The how-to has now been posted for detailed instructions. You can also find the order form on the T drive.
All right, just 2 more announcements.
And these are all about meetings.
All National Honor Society students, including new members, listen up.
There's a mandatory meeting today during focus in Miss Canodal's room.
We will be finalizing tomorrow's induction ceremony.
And student senators, this one is for you.
The Student Senate will be in session tomorrow during focus in room 226.
All right, that's it.
We're leaving you with a video that was just released by UW-Madison School of Education about Act 31.
You just might recognize a few people.
Have a great day, you guys.
Has anybody done the elder interview yet? You started it? My name is Paul Ricken. I'm a history teacher at Black River Falls High School. I came to Black River in 1990, right in the wake of Act 31. We began the process of trying to integrate in a more natural way within our curriculum things related to Native history, Native culture. A distinct advantage being in Black River because the Ho-Chunk Nation has its government here. 20% of our students are Ho-Chunk. So our school is pretty diverse. We're rural, but we're diverse. We had definitely a fair amount of racial tension in this school in the 90s. I don't want to make it seem more than it was, but we definitely had situations that were not healthy. And it's been fun to watch that evolve because we've really moved in a pretty positive direction, I believe, as far as the relationship between the tribe and the school. I think our students are remarkably tolerant here. I like to think it's because of some of the work that we've been doing. What we wanted to get away from in our curriculum was simply adding this in. We didn't want to do that, and we wanted to instead start incorporating it or integrating it. And I think that was the unique thing that we did. I make it a point at every opportunity that I can to hand out a copy of Act 31 to the teachers. I just feel like you have to repeat and repeat and repeat and keep it on people's plate, otherwise they can forget in a hurry. because we are crowded. I mean, the curriculum is crowded. There's no doubt about that. And we've had this discussion here a lot. History is a subject where you can get into kind of the coverage trap. I mean, if you get into that idea that you have to cover everything, it's impossible. There's no way you can. We need to teach less and teach it better instead of trying to do this big, broad thing. And I think that's what is really affecting young teachers right now. They're feeling overwhelmed with how much is in there that we have to teach. But I think we got to get past that. And you need to think differently about textbooks and curriculum, and you have to be a little freer in your idea of what should be brought into the courses. Much more use of imagery, I think, than we used to do. That's terribly important. The model that I try to promote right now in my classes is, there's a historian named Daniel Richter who talks about history facing east. And just when you're teaching U.S. history, it's always been a facing west narrative. It's always been the movement across the... But what did it look like to the people that were facing east? And you know, if you can just flip that around in the classroom a little bit, the kids can grab onto that pretty quickly. It's about teaching good history, which is multiple perspectives. So that's kind of the road we've gone down, and people will come up to me and say, well, you know, we don't deal with Act 31 a lot in our school because we don't have Native students. And of course that's just exactly wrong thinking, because Act 31 really was not aimed at Native students. It was aimed at the non-Native audience of Wisconsin that didn't understand the Native history. I mean, that was the premise of it, to help those that are non-Native understand this story, because it's absolutely, I don't know how you could understand Wisconsin history without this story. It seems impossible to me. Wisconsin, it's kind of the epicenter of Indian country. You kind of got it all right here. All the history. You've got the 11 tribes, you've got the Brotherton story, tribes that migrated into the state, tribes that were removed, you know, massacres, just abundance of history there. If you're going to teach the American story, this has to be included. It cannot be added on, it cannot be extra. And frankly, I think it needs to be a K-12 environment of doing that. And one of the things we're working on this year is trying to expand this outside of the social studies area. So you can look at your literature program, your art program, your music program. It can all be incorporated in a natural way, and then it becomes second nature to the students. They see it as part of the, you know, the tapestry of American history.
Baby's already got all of my love. So no, no, honey, I'm good. I can have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home, and if I stay, I might not leave.